So she's dated on television, she's ridden bikes on the television, and now she's gonna act on the big screen too. And if you think that you're gonna take her to jail for looking so good, she's becoming a lawyer as well. That's Kavya Khurana for you. Kavya, welcome to Toabh Talks.
I love the introduction. Like you started off so bold, and I love that. Love that. Thank you so much. It's a pleasure.
So at such a young age, you have already done so much. We see so many people following you on Instagram, and it is not for no reason. There is so much diversity in what you've done, so let's begin and jump right into it. How did this Delhi girl begin her journey?
Well, she began her journey by being very bold in the first place. I always knew that I am not somebody who would do a 9 to 5 job.
Right.
My parents wanted me to become a lawyer, initially a psychologist, but then that never happened for me. Like mundane lifestyle and mundane life is something I never got along with. It just didn't happen. It was never exciting enough for me.
Right.
So that's how I just started exploring myself, and I expressed to my family that I do not want to, become like have a very boring life
Right.
and do something that's just very regular, So I started off modeling, I started off anchoring,
Right.
and I went for MTV Teen Diva.
Oh wow.
That's what I went for, and I wanted to explore this whole MTV side because MTV was always a youth channel.
Sure.
And we always watched the channel, we watched the shows. That was the first inspiration, I would say. That's why I wanted to become like a roadie.
Yeah.
And so MTV has played, I would say, like it has influenced and shaped my mindset and thoughts to be out there, to do something different and to do something that's not regular and that's not conventional. So that's how it started, like
And
watching MTV.
And the most beautiful part is that while MTV has played an important role in your life as a youth channel, it started off as a music channel.
Yeah.
And music is a very important part of your journey.
Absolutely.
Our country especially has very few female DJs, and Kavya is a very established one at that. So tell us a little bit more about how did music and DJing happen to you?
So music, honestly, I just wanted to learn DJing. I just wanted to, I've been to parties and I would just go hang with friends, go to clubs. And then each time I would go, I would be like, you know what, I want to be on the other side.
Because they were playing such bad music, you'd be like, I can do it better.
Sure, that I am very competitive now that you brought that up, for sure. But at the same time, I think it's just on the very foundation, I've always wanted to be on the other side.
Right.
So like I've explored a lot. But then like when I would look at a DJ controlling the crowd, playing the music, I would just find that cool.
Yeah.
And then I thought to myself, you know what, might as well just learn it. So this is something that I've always, like, this is what I currently do also. Like, I always like learning new things.
Right.
So I started, like, I learned DJing, and then it just came to me. Like, approaching DJing professionally didn't come very naturally to me.
Right.
It came after a lot of practice. It came after a lot of experience, I would say, of going out, of observing other DJs. So that was a process for me. But DJing, learning DJing, it just came out of learning something new, and I just found it cool and I learned it. And music, as you said, has been an integral part of my life because I've always switched to and turned to music. Anytime I would feel lost, anytime I would feel like, I'm figuring things out, and music does that for everyone. Rather,
It's therapeutic in a way, right?
It's therapeutic, right? You just turn to music.
Yeah.
Whatever mood you want to connect with, listen to the music, and you're there. So, I mean, these little elements just sort of came together for me, and then one day I just became a DJ, and then I had this whole friend circle who's
Right.
organizing gigs, who are organizing parties, and then there are agencies who are
Sure.
in my network. So I just thought, let's give it a shot, and then I did my gigs, and then that whole feeling of being the controller of giving out the energy.
Right.
And then having that responsibility.
Sure.
You know, that it's your responsibility to make the crowd vibe. It's on you.
Yeah.
So that's something that I think I've enjoyed a lot.
That's amazing. And you know, while learning, like you said, that when you learn the technicality of being a DJ is on one side.
Yeah.
But I feel for you and for all DJs, the most fun part about being a DJ, never getting bored, is that music evolves constantly.
Yeah.
So while the technical aspect may remain constant, music changes all the time. So your sets keep progressing.
Yes.
The sort of music that you listen to, there's always something more to learn, more types of music. Because of social media, access to different music is so much more now. Who knew a few years back that K-pop or Korean music would be one of the biggest music that we'd be listening to? How influenced are you by global music environment?
I would say absolutely, and in fact as a DJ also, I believe that if I have to like really evolve and become like the best at it, I would like definitely have to go international, meet more international DJs.
Right.
I think global music is fabulous, from
Sure.
hip hop to pop,
Right.
to techno, to the underground genres.
Sure.
Every music has just a very, it just takes you on a very different journey. It
Right.
puts you in a very different mood. Hip hop is like my favorite, the kind
Yeah.
of raps we listen to.
Yeah.
It's just so amazing, and like, you know, it just fuels so much energy. Like I am a big fan of listening to English songs,
Right.
and they just fuel a very different energy into me.
And it's amazing because we have people like Raja Kumari who ventured into that field
Yeah.
of rapping and singing.
Indian
so,
hip hop scene is
yeah.
like now
Booming.
becoming, it's booming. Like we see evolution now.
Yeah.
Absolutely, and that's amazing because we need that.
Right. And like you said, you know, even when we go out and when you go to a party or you go clubbing, and the DJ is literally in control of the mood of the entire audience.
Yes.
How much does that power make you feel good about yourself?
It just feels very powerful.
Yeah.
Very powerful. Like you just, you know, you have to give the guest list and you can let your friends know, you know, just be there and it'll be sorted. It's just cool. It's just having, I think you have just put it right
Yeah.
for me, that I think you have just put it right for me, that it's just very, very empowering.
Sure.
I think that's another thing that I really like about being a DJ.
Now that's the upside of it. On the downside of it is that when you perform, you also get crowds that are unruly. And especially when they see a woman, there's a certain sense of assumption or a certain sense of disrespect that people automatically get. Is that something that you've had to deal with in the past?
Yes, I have had to deal not just with the crowd, in the industry also. You're not dealt with in the most smooth manner.
Sure.
You know, you're basically just, people hit on you, and then it's just there are not very bright sides to this whole situation. That is when, like, it happened with me, because I'm somebody who's been like a go-getter, and I
Yeah.
would just go and be at the gigs and just be there, you
Right.
know, and just talk to people and approach them and let them know that you're doing this, and then seek opportunities with them.
Right.
And not everybody, I would say, in India especially, they're not, being a female, and then when you're good to look at, I'll just take a little credit there now.
But I'm going to agree to
You
that.
you also said it in the first place. So when you look good, and then you have this whole personality going on, you have a certain attitude, which is nice, it's impressive. But then, you know, people just don't take it in the most amazing manners.
Yeah.
And I feel that the world, maybe like our society, will take a little more while. It's happening. It's
Sure.
definitely happening. But they will take a little while to see women and to accept women getting shit done by themselves.
Right.
It'll take a while, because they just there's some sort of a clash there. I don't know what, but then I realized, but there are ways to deal with every problem, right? So this was a problem for me, getting work by yourself and being a woman and getting things done. It was a problem with the crowd also. The crowd will just, you know, think that, oh, you're a female DJ and you're playing and you're wearing certain kind of clothes, and they would just approach you, DM you, and then, you know, like, just try to get in your space,
Right.
which is not very cool.
Sure.
So that's when I figured that I will need a representation to approach
Sure.
it professionally for my career. If at all I'm doing this now, I will need a representation because I will not be able to engage outside of my capacity as a DJ,
Right.
which is unnecessary anyway in the first
Yeah.
place.
And you know, it is so important to then get that business aspect of this out of the way for you, because then you can focus on creativity.
Absolutely.
And I know a lot of people who are in the creative field who get so bogged down with administrative, operational, and business related work that they suppress their creativity, and then it's a conflict again. So this is a beautiful way of putting it, that you know, when you do get representation, you sort of clarify that out of your scope of things to do, and music is your focus. And hats off to you for taking that risk, because what ends up happening is that a lot of women who do want to venture into different fields sort of hold back because of judgment, of comfort, of disrespect, or whatever. But I think when you're really good at what you do, you find your footing like you have, and then it's onwards and upwards from there.
Absolutely.
So
And I'm
more
really-
power to you
yes,
for that.
Thank you.
And now coming back 3 steps to reality television.
Yeah.
Now, of course, it gives you a lot of fame. It gives you instant fame, and I know a lot of the youth in the country sort of approaches reality television as a way to become popular. And while social media is doing that now, back in the day, reality TV was the only way to reach out to the masses, and it sort of paved the way for a lot of people to then foray into other fields. Do you think that doing reality television, whether it was Splitsvilla or Roadies, has given you that leap into taking you where you eventually want to be?
I think I'll agree with you here because, as you said, now we have social media. Earlier we didn't.
Right.
Reality television was the only way to like be out there and let the world know that you exist. If
Right.
at all, you have to be a part of the entertainment and media world. So definitely, reality television has played a huge role. In fact, no regrets. But I took some time to really understand how I want to be placed and what I want to be doing. Even after reality television, like I didn't know I still don't have it like entirely figured. But back then, I didn't know anything. I didn't know how to shape my career.
Yeah.
You know, after doing reality television, and then I also happened to win one
Yes,
show.
yes.
So having that fame and then those followers flooding into my life,
Yeah.
all of a sudden I had the blue tick, and you know, I
Right.
was a verified Instagrammer, but I didn't know what to do with
with
my
it,
Instagram.
yeah.
So certainly, I mean, it has been a journey. Like I've just taken some time,
Yeah.
but it's just beautiful how reality television has given that, like has opened that door
Yeah.
for the youth to like venture themselves out. But the downside here is that you really have very little time to encash on it.
Yeah.
You know, it's not long
The next
lasting.
season comes in, so it's 15 minutes of fame and what you make of it.
So it's not long lasting,
Yeah.
I would say. That's why like I've just been lucky that I took my time, and I would like to believe that I was always in the right direction.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I see, you know, a lot of people don't take it in the best ways.
Right.
And then out of anxiety, out of very sudden and very, how do I say, impulsive steps.
Right.
You know, because you have that little window.
Sure.
So people intend to get impulsive.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, I've observed I've observed a lot of people how they've made their careers and then how they've broken them also.
Sure.
I think it's all about your approach.
So here's one thing that I take off of what you said is that reality shows gives you the followers but doesn't teach you how to be a leader.
Yes.
To be a leader, you have to learn that lesson
You
on your
have to
own, and the
learn.
quicker you do, the faster you grow.
Absolutely.
Right. So now from reality TV, a couple of them where you did extremely well, to then being a DJ where you're already successful. You're also studying law.
Yes.
So is that so you've made your dreams come true, now you're making your parents' dreams also parallelly come true.
That's the plan. Honestly, that's the plan. Because initially, when my mom wanted me to enroll into my law course, I told her that, you know, Mama, I'm doing this for you. But when my time will come now, You have to promise me. You have to promise me that you'll not hold me back.
Yeah.
Because honestly, in India, in our society, I truly believe that if your family inner space is sorted now, you can take down the world. Because it's all about families and yours aspirations coming together.
So
if
true.
it's if there's rhythm and there's how do I say?
Synchrony in that.
Yeah, then I think it's just your life will be beautiful eventually. So enrolling into law was for the family, and now I am pursuing my dreams with their confidence in me.
That's amazing. And also, I think education is important in a way that I think it expands your knowledge base.
Absolutely.
It gives you a sense of stability. And, you feel at peace with yourself because your parents are at peace with themselves. So I think it's a beautiful thing that you're doing not only for them, but for yourself as well. And having conquered music and fashion and television, the next step, the only step left for you is entertainment.
Yeah.
So do we get to now finally see you taking on acting as a professional career?
Yes, I think I'm ready for it.
So good to know
and
that.
I am now officially admitting this, that I want to become an actor and I am going to become an actor.
And you heard it first on Toabh Talks.
Yes.
So that is where it's going to begin, and it's onwards and upwards from there. Kavya, thank you so much.
Thank you
It
so
was a
very
pleasure
much.
speaking to you. It motivates us to find people who are so motivated in everything that they do. It is very easy to find one dream and fulfill that, but you have found multiple dreams and excelled at each one of them simultaneously. So more power to you always.
Thank you so much, Bharat. It's been a pleasure.
So I'm going to ask you some fun, quick questions. So quick responses. Dating on Splitsvilla or riding bikes on roadies?
Riding bikes on roadies.
Sunny Leone, Neha Dhupia.
I would say Sunny Leone.
Karan Kundra or Ranvijay Singha? Both.
Both.
Or none?
No, both.
Your favorite food?
My favorite food now I would say is chicken, because now I have turned to this keto lifestyle, so it's chicken.
Really?
All the time
Everything's
it's
chicken?
chicken and eggs.
Oh, wow. Favorite holiday destination?
I was recently in South Africa, which is beautiful.
Yeah.
So I would say that, because being near the South Pole and the nature beauty we saw,
Right.
definitely South Africa.
Amazing. Beaches or mountains?
Beaches.
Okay. Healthy food or junk food?
Healthy food.
That's your
Any
choice that
day.
you made. Really?
Yeah.
Colored hair, black hair, short hair, long hair?
I think I carry everything off pretty well, but right now I think I'm good with this medium length and this fringe
Yeah.
situation that I have going. I like that.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Being a DJ, being on reality shows,
Being a DJ.
what if you get a reality show where you have to be a DJ? That'll be both ends
That'll
meeting.
be like a huge manifestation that just happened on its own.
Yeah, so all the production houses watching this is a good show to do. No one's done it before. What's on your bucket list?
On my bucket list right now is honestly just to become the best at everything I do right now, and just live a life that just matches with my dreams. That's all on my bucket list. And this includes traveling to the right places, this includes doing the right things, this includes getting onto all those amazing hobbies, including sports,
Right.
including horse riding that I can't wait to get back to. So bucket list is pretty much having that fulfilling life right now.